Hello again, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and this is another edition of Robinson Responds. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the first Monday Night Football game of the 2024 NFL regular season. So, Week 1 concluded with the Monday Night Football matchup between the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers would go on to beat the Jets 32-19. A couple of things I wanted to mention about this game. I want to start off talking about the New York Jets for a moment. First off, Aaron Rodgers, let me be the first to say, not only one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, but one of my favorite players of all time. It was just so fun, and it was great and refreshing to see, well, I can't say number 12 no more, but number 8 out on the field. It was just good to see him make some solid throws, make some decent plays, including throwing the touchdown pass. Now, if I had to give Aaron a grade, I'm going to give him a B minus. And I give him a B minus just because, number one, of him making a return from the Achilles injury. We know how that went down on Monday night last year against Buffalo. That was last year. This is a new year. So, number one, I'm happy that Rodgers is back out on the field, trying to get back to the MVP level, the high level of caliber play that we've grown to love for Aaron Rodgers for so many seasons. So one reason why I give him a B minus is just him being back out on the field. That's extraordinary enough. Number two, he still can throw it. He still has his fastball. He was only sacked one time, but when he had time in the pocket, he was able to make solid throws, not just deep throws, but just throws, short routes, short yardage, able to get it to his receivers for the most part. And another reason why I give him a B minus is just the competitive drive. You saw a lot of his receivers, which I'm going to get to in just a minute. A lot of his receivers missed open passes, missed wide open passes. I mean, there were passes where Aaron put it right on the money for receivers like Allen Lazard and Garrett Wilson. And Rodgers was frustrated. And you can see that competitive nature has never left him. And it didn't leave him on that Monday night despite the loss. So overall, Rodgers, not great, but he was good. He was efficient. 13 out of 21, completed 13 out of 21 passes for 167 yards, a touchdown pass, and an interception. So my grade for Mr. Rodgers, B minus. Now, I mentioned about the receivers. Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, those were his two primary targets throughout the game. They were solid, but they also missed a lot of big throws that Aaron put right on the money. They've got to get this fixed for their next game, which is going to be Week 2, the Tennessee Titans. We know there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be some growing pains. They're trying to figure each other out. Remember, Aaron did not play in the preseason, so hopefully they can work out the kinks and get it together for their next game against the Tennessee Titans. So Aaron was solid, gets a B minus from me. The receivers, the Jet wide receivers, Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard, they were solid, but they missed a lot of key passes that Aaron put right on the money. And the running game, Breece Hall was decent, but if the Jets want to win their next game and if the Jets want to get further this season and try to reach these Super Bowl expectations that everybody's talking about, the Jets have got to run the ball better. The Jets could not run effectively against that 49er defense. You know, the Niners defense, they're in their prime. They're just hitting their peak. Nick Bosa, also Fred Warner and company, they were on it, and they stopped the running game. And, you know, now Breece Hall did have a rushing touchdown. He had some bright spots here and there, but they got to get consistent with the running game. Again, you have a future Hall of Fame quarterback, past 40, coming back from an Achilles injury. In order for the Jets offense to really get going and for the Jets to win, that running game is going to have to bail them out, and they got to get going in their next game against the Titans. So a lot of people blamed Rodgers for the loss. It was really the Jets' defense. Jets' defense laid an egg after the first quarter. The first quarter, Jets' defense was on point. By the second quarter and towards the end of the game, they ran out of gas. No Christian McCaffrey in this game for the 49ers. The backup, Jordan Mason, wow, he put on a show. Brock Purdy made some key plays, and his receivers, he put the ball right on the money, and his receivers were there to catch it, like Deebo Samuel, like Jawan Jennings, George Kittle. He made some catches as well. So Purdy did his part, the receivers did their part, but man, Jordan Mason just tore the Jets defense up from second quarter to the end of the game. Jordan Mason just could not be touched. And you can clearly see because the Jets have been impacted by the loss of Bryce Huff, with him going to the Eagles, and then Hassan Reddick still in the whole contract dispute. They've got to get the defense fixed in a hurry. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not concerned about him. The only parts of the offense that I'm concerned about are the receivers needing to catch the balls when being thrown to them, and the running back, Breece Hall, their running game got to get better. Running game and receivers, that's what I'm worried about on the offensive side right now. Offensive line, Jets offensive line, they held their own with the likes of Tyron Smith, also Morgan Moses, Elijah Vera Tucker. Rodgers was only sacked once in the Monday night game. But overall, Rodgers was clean. The jersey was clean, and that's good. And hopefully they can continue that consistent play going forward. And, the Jets, Aaron's going to be Aaron. As I stated earlier, running game and the defense and the wide receivers, they've got to come through for him in the next game. And after that, going forward, if the Jets want to even... People are saying Super Bowl aspirations. I think they need to focus on just conquering the AFC East alone when you've got Buffalo, Miami, and you can't forget about New England. As far as the 49ers are concerned, it was typical 49er play. Physical defense, the running game, Brock Purdy not turning the ball over too much, and his receivers doing what they do best, like Deebo Samuel and Jawan Jennings and George Kittle. Kyle Shanahan, again, solid coaching from him. And also big ups to the running backs coach, Bobby Turner, for making sure that Jordan was on point. Remember, Christian McCaffrey, for all of you fantasy football people out there with your fantasy leagues, and if you had Christian McCaffrey playing Monday night, you still might have won your game, or you may have lost the game, depending on how you were doing in your fantasy game. But it was a last-minute deal. Jordan Mason came in. He stepped up to the plate, and he was ready to go, and he did damage on the Jets' defense. So going forward, as I stated earlier, as far as the New York Jets is concerned, I'm not concerned about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron's going to be fine. I think the offensive line is going to be solid. Running backs, wide receivers, and the defense is what I'm concerned about going forward. As for the 49ers, I'm not concerned. The only thing I'm really concerned about is just McCaffrey. I know McCaffrey, he missed week 1, missed the Monday night game. What is his health going to be like going forward? I know McCaffrey is a physical player, physical running back. He gets it done, not just running the ball, but catching the ball as well. And the 49ers play a physical style of offense. And the defense as well. The defense is physical too. Will the physicality catch up to them going forward? We'll have to see. But in the meantime, in between time, that was week 1, Monday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers beat the New York Jets 32-19. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, in his return, completed 13 out of 21 passes for 167 yards, a touchdown pass, and an interception. And for the 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy completed 19 out of 29 passes for 231 yards. And thank you so much again for tuning in. And Till next time, so long.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.